Welcome back to another Waynosfotos video. And today what we're doing is we're going to change the front chain rings on my look bike. Now, the look bike has a special crank called the ZED2, but the BCD is 110, so it's a standard size. But because there will look chain rings, I've gone for some Praxis. I do believe Praxis actually make the look chain rings, so they should be very, very similar. But the problem that I've been having is I think the front chain rings are worn, because what's happening is when I'm changing gear, I'm in the big ring, it derails and falls onto the little ring, or it falls off onto the outside. It's almost like as if the derailing of the big chain ring is too sensitive. And it was working perfectly. And so the only two things I can really see that is wrong with it is either it's the chain rings or it's the chain. So we're going to change the chain rings today, and I'm going to see if that fixes it. And what I'll do is I'll do a follow-up video, and I'll let you guys know if that fixes it once I start riding it through the days and the weeks to make sure that it's working correctly. So that's the plan anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to start undoing the bolts and the special look bolts because of the ZED2 crank. And then we're going to take that off, and then we're going to put on the new rings, and then we're going to put the chain and everything and put everything back together. And then we're going to sign off the video. So what this is, it's a bit of a how-to video, how to change the chain rings on your look ZED2 crank, but pretty much it would be very, very similar with a lot of other cranks because the BCD is the same. It's typical size crank size, and the chain rings are a pretty standard chain ring. So let's go in and let's do that. Now, as you can see here, this is the ZED2 crank, and the bolts are just here. And I've just taken the chain off the crank. So now what we're going to do is undo all these bolts and then take these chain rings off and replace them with the Praxis ones. And the Praxis ones are just here, which I've got. So they're going to be the ones that go on. So let's get on with it. You can see that. And this is the other side of the bolt here. That's the other side of the bolt there. That's the, come on, focus. Yeah, that's the spacer there. And that there is the outside one, which is right there. So let's get all those out. and we've got them all in now. They're all on and they're all rattling loose, and what the hell's catching there? Ah, okay. So it's just the chain saver that's catching, so that's what that is. So that's fine. That'll be okay once it's So now I'm going to go and get the Loctite, and we're going to put some Loctite on these bolts. And we put a bit of Loctite on. Now if we look here, and we look here, you can put a bit of Loctite on. And this Loctite I'm using here is 243, and you can see that right there, 243. Looks all tight. Okay, cool. So now we can put the chain back on. Whoops! Whoops, I'm losing it. Right, so we've got the chain back on, and we just check that the alignment's right. Let's just check that the alignment's right around the other side. Face the frame, align with crank arm. Face the frame, align with crank arm. Okay, so we've done that. We've done all that.